8 months into Donald Trump's second presidency, the honeymoon period is decisively over. What began as a triumphant return to the White House has transformed into a steady erosion of public confidence. With his approval rating sliding to just 42% according to the latest Reuters poll. This represents a dramatic fall from the 52% approval he enjoyed at the beginning of his second term, marking the most sustained period of public disapproval in his presidency. The numbers paint a picture of an administration struggling to connect with the American people. Americans now disapprove of Trump's performance, with the president failing to secure majority approval on virtually every major issue. The most damaging aspect of Trump's falling popularity centers on his handling of the economy, traditionally considered Trump's strong suit. His economic approval rating has plummeted to just 36%, with 53% of Americans disapproving of his administration. Even more alarming, only 30% of Americans approve of his handling of the cost of living, reflecting the daily struggles families face with inflation and rising prices. In fact, the economic data is also backing up this public skepticism. Recent job reports have been consistently disappointing, with American economy adding just 22,000 jobs in August, far below the expectations. Well, these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They present real families struggling to make ends meet while watching their president's promise of economic prosperity fade. Trump's challenges extend far beyond domestic policy. His foreign policy approval ratings tell a story of an America uncertain about its place in the world. While he achieves his highest marks on handling the Iran situation at 42%, even this represents underwater approval, with more Americans disapproving than approving. His management of the Ukraine situation garners support from only 33% of Americans, while his handling of the federal budget, which is crucial for implementing his agenda, sits at a dismissal 29%. The timeline of Trump's declining approval reveals a presidency in steady retreat from public confidence. From a peak of 46% in March, his overall approval has constantly trended downwards, with brief plateau but no sustainable recovery. His immigration approval, once the strength that reached 49% in March, has steadily eroded to 42% despite high-profile deployment of federal agents and National Guard troops to major cities. Perhaps most concerning for Trump's political future or Republicans' future is the demographic breakdown of his declining support. Hispanic Americans have turned sharply against him, with his net approval among the crucial voting bloc plummeting from minus 6% points in February to minus 34 points by September. Also, young Americans aged 18 to 29 have similarly abandoned Trump, with his approval among the group crashing from plus 2 points to minus 30 points over this very period. Even among traditionally Republican-friendly demographics, Trump is losing ground. Rural America's long a bedrock of his support have seen his net approval drop, while he has gained ground among white voters, which alone cannot compensate for his losses across other demographic groups. Trump's best performing areas like crime and immigration reveal the limitation of his approach. Despite deploying federal agents to Democratic-led cities like Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., and taking over law enforcement in the nation's capital, only 43% approve of his crime policies. In fact, his immigration efforts, including mass deportation operations and National Guard deployments, secured approval from just 42% of Americans. These numbers are partially striking, given the aggressive nature of Trump's policy in these areas. The disconnect also suggests that Americans are growing uncomfortable with heavy-handed federal intervention, even in areas where they might support tougher policies in principle. Well, looking at these numbers, one thing is absolutely clear. that American people have rendered their verdict on the first 8 months of Trump's second term. And it is definitely negative. Whether he can reverse these trends or face continued erosion of public confidence will define not just his legacy, but the trajectory of Republican policy for years to come. Well, the numbers don't lie, and right now, they're telling the story of presidency struggling to justify the confidence which American voter instilled in him just months ago.